Hey, alright, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all glory and praise and fear to the Heavenly Father, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. I also give double honors to the apostles and the elders of the Great Millstone who do well. This is your brother Kakam, member of the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp. And we're back at it again with another video. Now this video is going to be kind of a response to the first video I watched when I woke up, which was the captain, Slaki, the officer I know from the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp, GMS, his name is Bear Witness to Light, GMS Bear Witness of the Light. Okay. So he was responding to the brother Banaim. Drink this kombucha. Okay, that's better. So basically his video was about the New York Knicks. Really, Jake, in the aftermath of the New York Knicks game, which yesterday was game, which funny enough, I didn't even watch last night's game, but around like 11 o'clock, I checked my phone. I was out and about with family, and yeah, I guess they won by a point. Shout out to OG, whatever the fuck his last name is, Ananobi. His last name is. Anywho, that's of ill effect. But every time the Knicks win, okay, within this series, or even before, I believe when they won the Western Conference Championship, Jake just goes out and acts a goddamn fool, bro. Okay, they're tipping over cars, stepping on fucking taxi cabs, running up a fucking damn light poles, street poles, destroying the fucking environment around them. Okay, and this is obviously planned, by the way. It's not hard to see that this is planned. Okay. Notice, I show you how funny sports are. Sluck you. Notice how funny sports are. When Donald Trump was there in Madison Square Garden, none of that shit happened. And everyone went home. There were a couple breakout fights, but it wasn't as extreme as it was last night. Why? Because Esau is riling up these people's spirits. And actually, let me go to this precept because it's Matthew 24, verse 12. Because iniquity shall wax cold, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. In other words, wax cold, there goes into psycho, it's G5594, psycho. It says to breathe, which the apostle, the heart made a lesson on the breath being 100% truth, you see. And the Lord is bugging these people out. There's psycho, to wax cold, which denotes properly a forcible respiration, or on the other foreign base, G109, which refers to properly to inanimate breeze, of reduction of temperature by evaporation to chill, figuratively to wax cold, metaphor waning love. So as you can see in the streets of New York, that is nothing more than a waning love. You can wear a black and gray jersey and they're going to beat the shit out of you because someone else's last name and jersey number is on your back, bro. That's absolutely insane. But now they're saying for the game 5, okay, in New York, they might be able to send in what is known as a National Guard. And that's no joke, because Jake versus National Guard is damn near martial law. Okay, because who are the majority of basketball fans? Jake. Who are the majority of the basketball players in the NBA? Jake. I think there's probably like, 2 really, 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 really good basketball players that don't have skin like so-called Negroes. I say like that because, if you're in the NBA, bro, you're most likely a Jake. I don't see no mighty man of Moab coming out on top. You can say, well, Jeremy Lin's a Jake. Look at the way he dresses and how he acts. Okay. But that's another conversation for another day. Let me grab the scripture. It's Matthew 24, verse 37. As the days of Noah were, so also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage. So as you can see in the game, you're eating and drinking. Everyone was fucking depressed. Knicks make a fucking 30-point comeback, which I believe that word Knicks goes to, what is it, the Nickel Boppers? Who owns the NYC Knicks? James Dolan is currently... Oh, see, look. So this is in the news. Knicks owner James Dolan says President Trump actually didn't fall asleep during the game. Yes, he did. Knicks owner James Dolan sides with the post of NBA victory so whatever. And Knicks owner cancels watch party as spat with Mamedidi. James Dolan, is he a knickerbopper? So the term knickerbopper typically refers to a team's player and the name rather than the co-owner. But then, see, the Nickelboppers are actually an elite family. See, look, the Nickelbopper's origin traces back to the 17th century Dutch settlers as referred to as a type of rolled-up trouser. But the Nickelbopper family is actually a family, okay? And that's actually an elite. Look, a Nickelbopper is traditional. Okay, let's see, family, the Nickelbopper family. Oh, there we go. Nickelbopper family refers to the old money Anglo-Dutch patriarchian, Slovakia, I can't pronounce that word, bro. Class of early New York. They were descendant of the 17th century settlers of New Netherlands, known for building immense wealth through shipping, land, and trading before the Gilded Age. The origin of the name, ironically, the surface name traces back to rather lowly Dutch trade. A nickel backer was historically a baker of clay marbles. The true historical family. While the term applies broadly to New Amsterdam's blue blood elite like the Roosevelts, Livingstons, and Van Ren C. Layers, there's a origin-specific Nickelbopper bloodline. Oh, okay. You see, now we're talking a Harmon Jensen Nickelbopper. You see, so this is how the elites get down, okay? You might not see their face, but their face is there, but it's in code. The Knicks. Well, what is the Knicks? The Knicks come from what? The Nickelboppers. Harmon Jensen Nickelbopper. Knickerbopper. I say nickel, Slocky. It's Knickerbopper. But even in Barney, okay, just in my mind, Slovakia, his brother's talking about Barney. He going, no, I'm not. Hey, look, bro. Barney Nickelbopper. Oh, see, look, I'm not tweaking. Look, there's a song in the fucking thing on the damn song. I remember this as a kid, by the way. Showing the spells on this fucking music and shit. Okay. This is 2010, but bro, I was watching this shit as a fucking kid, bro. I remember it. And the song says, "Hey, Mr. Knickerbocker, boppity bop." I like the way you boppity bop. I don't know what the fuck a boppity bop means, but well, whatever. But you see how these elites, okay, they purposely hide themselves, but in plain sight. So let me grab this right quick. This precept, I don't want to keep on fucking talking. It's like, what the hell? King James, yes. Works in the dark, works in the dark, not fark, dark. Works in the park, okay. Isaiah 29 verse 15, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? So yeah, okay, this is what Esau does, okay? And looks like that word, I want to see that word works there. Ma'aisha, Ma'aisha, Ma'aisha. Okay, so it says in action, good, bad, which is H4639. In action, good or bad, generally a transaction. Abstractly activity, by implication, a product, specifically a poem, or generally property. Act, bake, meat, business, deed, doing, labor, things made, wear, or making, occupation. things offered. Okay, so their things offered are what? Of darkness, okay, of wickedness, you see. But they can't openly say that. Okay, so this plan, I believe, which is a plan to send the National Guard in for Game 5 to New York, which New York is not even hosting Game 5. It's over there in the Spurs. So I guess they're keeping their prized possessions, the players, okay, over there, while the rest of you fucking dodo birds, you little fucking peon niggas are just in the streets wilding out, talking about Ayo and bacon, egg, and cheese with your butters on. Okay, you know, there's what you run wild in the streets. So anyways, I'm gonna go back to Harmon Jensen Nickelbopper. I want to see what this thing is about. Harmon Jensen Nickelbopper, 648 through 1720, was a Dutch colonist associated with the settlement of Albany, formerly Beverwyck, and Fort Orange, Schakkekook, Red Hook, and Tivoli in the Netherlands, a surname in Dutch. It appears to be the case that he never used the name Nickelbopper, and we know it during his own lifetime that he went by various or surnames, including Van Bommel, and a variety of forms that would evolve into Nickelbopper toward the end of his life. The Knickerbopper, after his death, very occasionally the name Van Vyck and Van Vehe appears as a part of an evolving name or an addition to it. Van Alstyne says this indicates he came from VV. Let's look at that. Okay, so it's a place in Dutch. It says in the Netherlands, Slovakia. Knickerbopper probably arrives in New Netherlands / New York sometime. So he arrives to New York, because New York used to be known as what? New Netherland. So let's look that up. New Netherland. This is what? New Netherland, a Dutch colony that existed from 1614 to 1664, again from 1673 to 1674, was a key fur trading center in North America. Now, what the fuck do you think they were trading from 1614, or the 1619 to 1664, up there in the fucking New Netherland? It was nothing nice, because you can see what you have. Plymouth right there. Connecticut, Massachusetts, okay, all these ports. What were they buying and selling and trading? So this thing goes deep, man. Okay, it's not just a small thing. The Knicks are in the finals, yeah, but there's actually a play to it, and there's names behind these teams. So don't be surprised if Jake is actually, fucking getting locked up and thrown in camps if the Knicks do win a Game 5. Knicks in 5. My wife don't know how to cook fries. Knicks in 5. Slovakia. Sometimes in 1674, during the brief reoccupation of the colony by the Dutch in the Third Dutch Anglo War, first addressed by Van Bommel in Albany City Records, it is fairly certain that he came from the general region called Balmer Swart, lying between Dutch fortified towns and Bommel, Zubommel, and Maas Bommel. They're probably just towns, right? It says, if indeed Knickerbocker did come to colony from Bommel area, then it is much less clear why he twice identified as Van V. Perhaps he lived in a tiny village of V. So he was probably what? He was known for buying and trading and selling. His family roots are associated with village and family or minor nobility originating there. Historians associate with Castle Wingberg and a Wynn family holding in Elchid, Netherlands, having observed in the United States. The family Nickelbopper circulates a pedigree in which they possibly ascended from Rollo Van V of the Arnhem Van V branch. Which, you go into the family lines, it's not really that important, but I'm saying that to say these people who are in power, they purposely do things like this. A 30-point comeback in the finals versus a nigga who's 7-4, and then Jake just goes crazy. Jake don't even think about it. And if you look at the possessions, I rewatched the highlights. I didn't watch the game, but I rewatched the highlights of the final minutes. Niggas just throwing the ball. It's all scripted and it's all fake. It's fake. It's bread and circus to keep you people fucking straight up asleep. Okay? Because here it is, Esau's doing this, and in the same moment, what's going on in Iran? Oop. There we go. The United States and Iran have resumed direct military conflict, with Donald Trump vowing to hit Iran very hard tonight. So tonight is what? July the 11th. Today is Thursday, July 11, 2026. So he's threatening to hit Iran very hard tonight, and the Knicks are coming back by a 30-point comeback. And Drake doesn't think anything of it. They just, are they doing this to really put some good-ass Fred and Circus on to distract me? Because here it is. Like I said, I was, out and about with my family. Okay, I have people in town. And I'm looking at, the score. And then as the score's going on, I see direct missiles hitting Iran from the United States of America. And Donald Trump talking about they will get hit very hard tonight. Okay, so we'll see what's going on, man. All right, there's a lot of shit popping off, in the woodwork. Lord really is manifesting his name in the earth through signs and seasons of wonders, but also through who? The mouth of his holy prophets. Since it was on the earth since the world began, according to Luke 1, verse 70. Okay? The men out there singing that song, Revelation 7, Revelation 14, well, those are the prophets of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. And they're not going to stop singing. Basically. You have the Family Word Bill up there in Canada. You can check out the bros video, GMS Contrition is Key. I believe it's the Bill C9, it's called. Which basically going to start off with the Palantir up there, really start pushing that digital ID so really, man, it's this year is coming to a close, and it's only 6 months in, if you can see it. Well, 7 months in, right? No, 5, Slock, I'm thinking. But I'm going to grab this precept and keep on going. This is Matthew 24, verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as the days of Noah, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Exactly. Okay, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Okay, Son of Man being who? YAHAWASHI. Right, he's going to come doing the will of his Father. It's Genesis 6, verse 5. And Yahawah, there's Elohim there, because it's God. Oh, no, it's Yahawah. And Yahawah saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Okay? So the thoughts of these people are evil continually. Okay, you have it, this month is what, Pride Month, which I still gotta do a video on that. It's funny enough, like 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, I still gotta upload this video. There's like a whole like fucking weird ass convention over here in Atlanta, with the freaked out ass motherfuckers out there fucking on damn costume and shit like that. It's like, damn, we're like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? What are you doing? Now I made a video and I was like, man, this Pride Month is pretty close. The spirit's gonna be fucking ramped up, but you even see it on your daily, like on For You page, bro. Like, you got this fucking rapper ASAP Rocky. He's fucking sodomite. This nigga's wearing fucking thongs now. This is like fucking Gangstalicious on crack. Lamar Odom on crack. Well, he's another freaked out man. And all these big name celebrities are all fucking freaked out, man. Okay, and all this information is coming out about them. Why? Because we're in the latter days. They're all contractual homosexual slaves. They push an agenda, that gangster rap, a homosexual gangster rap agenda on our people. Genesis 6, verse 6. And they repented the Lord Yahawah that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord Yahawah said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. So the Lord's looking down, and he's angry. Okay? And he's only going to save a small elect remnant. Okay? Going back to Isaiah 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he had made me not, and shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding. And that's exactly what Esau does, man. Okay, as he sets up this new world order, talking about martial law for Game 5 in New York, and the crowds are out of control, which the crowds are fucking out of control. Jake is out there like a fucking brute beast, bro. A fucking brute beast, man. An absolute brute beast. He doesn't stop. He's fucking beating up people because they're wearing Spurs jersey. It's absolutely insane out there, bro. I wouldn't bring my black ass out there. I'm not black, I'm brown, but I'm just saying, as the saying says, I'm not bringing my ass out there, bro. If the Atlanta Hawks ever somehow, some way, I don't think there's even time for them to build that franchise up. Good lord, a fucking mess. Surprised you didn't hit the fucking first round of the playoffs, bro. Anyway, I'm not going to no games. After seeing the shit that's going on in the next round, I will never. And really, honestly, it's not really about me, but I've never been to a basketball game. That's one of the things I do want to do. But, again, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't. 2 Peter 2 verse 12. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil things they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they count it pleasure to ride in the daytime. Spots they are, blemishes, and sporting themselves with their own deceiving while they feast with you. Okay? So, Jake is what? Brute beast? A living being. Okay, if you cut that word beast, it goes into zoon. A living being, an animal, brute beast. Brute, alagos, destitution of reason, contrary to reason, absurd, unreasonable. Logos, speech, okay. And you have, logos basically means what? Logical, So they're not really logical. They don't have the the Abdullah, what's it called? The Abdullah Oblongata, right? They don't they don't got the they don't got a brain, man. They just do whatever they want. And that's ultimately gonna have Jake up there in fucking FEMA camps acting like a damn fool off of some damn basketball game if it does happen like that. All right. Because who are the mass majority of people out in these crowds? You so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, man. You have no clue, okay, that this man's purposely doing this, man. I already went into what the word Nick meant, okay? Right? And how it involves an elite family, okay? Who had money from back then selling your black ass. And now what? You're on the team, Jacob. Okay, you're on the team, you're hooping for the nigga now. So you're a different kind of contractual slave. And then you have the other fucking lower class slaves who are, probably hired on by fucking Vanguard or, whatever fucking company these people work for over there in New York. And you don't pay no mind. See, but there's always a breadcrumb trail you can follow to see what the devil's trail actually is. All right, but with that, I want to say Shalom and call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Lord willing, this was edifying. Lord, we enjoyed it. Shalom.